check. All right, everybody. Looks like we're ready to get started here. Welcome. Hi. 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 Oh yeah, I got a couple of announcements to make as we get started here. But apparently I'm just going to do it from here because I kind of forgot about that part. So let me say a couple things that are announcement-y and then a couple of instructions about like our time here today. Just a reminder, this is new for us. We've never done it, and so it may not be on your radar. But this is Tuesday evening, 5 to 6, just an hour-long service to mark the ending and beginning of a new year, but more broadly, just the endings and beginnings that are in our life. So take note of that. Everything today, now a transition, that's the only announcement for the future. For today, just to know, everything that we're using, the cups, the lids, the straws, the plates, unless you brought it from home, if you got it here off of the table, it is compostable. So there are no doubts. So there are only bins. There's one right here. It's not a trash bin, it's a compost bin. And that's where all your stuff is going to go at the end. I think there's one out in the cafe too, so just note that. And is there one more slide? Oh yeah, when we get done, if you can stick around and clean up, we'll put that slide back up and it'll give us some little instructions here. Okay, welcome. We're glad that you're here. We hope that you've had a good kind of and unusual or unique sort of week with the holiday. And then another one coming this week. It's certainly a time filled with many different things, many different emotions included. And here at the branch, we try to hold all of life's emotions together. And that would include the harder things. So when Sarah and Micah Jane came to us a couple weeks ago and said, can we do a winter solstice evening at our home to just give space for the challenging emotions that might come with this season, we said absolutely. And today we're going to lean into joy and delight and gladness and all of those things. So here's how we're going to begin. I want you to think for a moment about, Carol's come on in. We'd love to see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. There's some seats down at the end on your left or here close by. Yep. What brings you joy? What brings you joy? I want you to just maybe even close your eyes for a second. Just think for a few moments here. What is something that brings you joy? And it could be something that's recent, like a gift you just got, a toy you get to play with, a food you were able to eat, a person you were able to be with. Maybe what brings you joy is something not necessarily connected to this season per se. Do you have something? Is anything kind of bubbling to the top of your mind? Something that brings you joy. I want you to turn to a person on your left or your right or across the table and share that thing with them. Just say, here's what brings me joy. And you'll have a couple minutes here, so you might actually be able to tell a couple different people. Those of you at home, write it in the chat. Let us know if you're there, what brings you joy. We'd love to hear it. All right, have you had the chance to share? with a person or two. So, anybody willing to share out loud something that brings them joy? You can just shout it out. You don't even need to raise your hand. Just say it out loud. What brings you joy? Children playing games, maybe at the same time. Maybe those are connected. Maybe they're not. Yep. A working garbage disposal. The simplicities of life. Thank you. Yes. Is somebody saying something? Maybe no. I think CJ's just chatting down there. Okay, I wasn't quite sure if he was. Anybody? You were all talking, so either you were talking about something else and completely disregarding the assignment, or which would be possible. The Lions, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Heard that a couple times at your table. Mm-hmm. Date night. Ah, there you go. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Your cat, yeah. My dog, I would say that for sure. Teresa's teenage son making dinner. Yeah. Twice. Oh, that's not joy, that's awe. That's awe and wonder. Reading a book. Eating what while it's still warm? This food? For that, sir, you will go last. Having a quiet time. Yes, absolutely. Are you the one who helps things be quiet? Interesting, interesting. Yes, okay. We'll yeah, yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right. Let's say these short words together here, just recognizing joy. Now that we've named it out loud, it is clear, and the bolded is your part. God is in our joy. God is in this room. We have reason to celebrate. As we share the food of this table, may we see it as the lavish gift it is. As we share the food of this table, may we find joy bubbling up. As we share the food of this table, may it give us the strength we need to be people of love in this world. Amen. That's our prayer. Let's eat. Tell you what. Hey, if you're online, this is your chance to grab a bite to eat. And we will be gathering kind of again in a way, yeah, maybe in about 20 or 30 minutes or so. We have one more thing that we're going to do together. And so we'd love if you stick around for that. If you're feeling like you'd like to do that, we're going to do some reflecting for a few minutes, and then we'll be done for the morning. So we'd love to have you stick around if you'd like. Enjoy the sights, the views. We'll get a microphone set up here so maybe you can even hear a few of the sounds of this morning. And again, let us know if you're watching in the chat. All right, everybody. Could I have your attention? How's the food? Scale of 1 to 10? That's how I feel, too. Yeah, 10 plus 10. 8 plus 5. Sure, 13. Why not? Delicious. I I was super happy. Feel free to keep, going and getting more food, of course. Um, so we've called this thing that we're doing today, and someone asked me, is this like an annual tradition? It's not an annual tradition, but we have done it before. I think we've done it 2 other times before, and we've called it an agape feast. That's not some clever term we came up with. There's actually 2 places in the New Testament where you find that phrase, a love meal, agape. That's a Greek word for love. So like a love meal, a meal of love. In the 2 places that you find it in the New Testament, the writers are talking about these regular gatherings that were happening with early Christians. It seems, we don't know how long exactly this went on, but early on, church, the gathering of the people who were following Jesus, always included a meal. Just what you did, which is brilliant. And why that ever stopped, I'm not sure. But the idea was that you would come together and you would eat food, and that's such a big deal, not only socially, but there were plenty of people in that world and time who just didn't have food every day, or it was always a question mark. And so by coming together, you helped ensure that everyone ate. Kind of simple and beautiful and lovely. By the way, the 2 times that the New Testament writes about it, the writers are saying to the people, these early Christians, hey, I heard that you guys are not sharing your food equally, essentially. That some of you, the rich among you, are getting drunk at these gatherings. You're having so much. People are having to carry you home. And others are not getting anything to eat. And the writer, one of them is Paul, essentially says, knock it off. Like, this is not who we're supposed to be. So just a little point of reference for what we're doing here today and what tradition this comes out of. What I want to invite us to do here to end is pass these out. I probably have enough for everybody. It's going to be close. So if you want to share, you're welcome to, but we'll kind of make sure that there's enough within view. Spills are not a problem. Just check out the carpet. Look at it. You'll notice this carpet. It is not new. Let's just say that. There are crayons on this table. Would these folks mind passing a couple of, this one maybe, and then we can just share crayons a little bit. Pass those crayons around. I'll grab them, Teresa. Micah, can I have that one? Oh, never mind. You want to pass these down? Paper's coming your way. Do you guys have extra sheets, or did you end up with everybody having some? Okay. So during Advent, we've been using Sanctified Art, and this is one of their pieces. The paper in front of you, they invited people to use as an Advent calendar. So their thinking was that you would choose a word a day, and you'd reflect on that word and look on that word. Obviously, we are going to sit down and consider it all at once. And here's my invitation to you. Simply scan this list of words and see which one rises to the surface or jumps out to you, or which word on this list do you really like, or have you noticed in your life recently, or means, you get the idea. For whatever reason, it rises to the top. So scan that list and see what comes. If you're online, I'm going to put that list of words up on the screen here. Go ahead and color your words. Sure. Color if you'd like. Don't color if you don't like. Whatever your heart desires. Color the whole thing. All right. So in theory, you've maybe found a word by now. Yes, maybe. Color it in. Don't color it in. That's whatever you'd like. But let me invite you to turn to a person nearby and tell them what your word is and why. What about that word stands out to you, struck you, et cetera, et cetera. So share that amongst yourselves if you would. If you're online, you can let us know why that word struck you. All right. Have you had the chance to share? Kind of wrap up whatever word, whatever bit of conversation. Ben, would you take the word strike you? Oh, yeah, yeah, I like it. Yes, I love it. Eloise, are you okay? Eloise, say something. All right. Is anyone willing to just say what their word was to do that out loud? I see Elena ready, but Elena, I'm going to wait until the crowd comes to a hush. Just would you tell the people around you? Thank you. Go ahead, Elena. Go ahead. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Could you all hear that? Yeah. She chose Embrace because last week she was at work. A pretty tough day, it sounds like, crying, and a coworker came in and said, "You have to embrace the suck because life can be hard." Say that carefully, and life can be hard, and so you have to let go of expectations. How old are you again? Okay, that's pretty wise. Whoever your coworker was, well, it's working out for you then. Good. What other words? Yeah. Peacemaker. Wow. Okay. Yeah. She said she's peacemaker because when her and Ellie fight, she wants to apologize right away. Um, so the Verkikes are winning. The Verkikes are winning. I just want to say that. Not that we're keeping score, but any other families want to rise to the occasion? Yeah, come on, Kronendijk boys. Show your righteousness, for goodness sake. Who else had a word that stood out to them? Yeah. Together. Whew. I don't think you could all hear that. I'm going to try and repeat it unless you want to say it again into the microphone. Okay, here we go. Listen up, everybody.
I thought of together because teamwork, and I always think it has to take two people to succeed.
Yeah, okay. You nailed it. Hashtag nailed it. Well done. Togetherness was the word. Anybody else? The bar's been set high, so I know we might be hesitant here to say anything, but Stephanie, did your hand go up? Yeah. Love it. Thank you. Enough. It is enough. he, yeah, he liked the Marvel word. I know it. For Spider-Man and Hulk and all those folks. Yeah. Hard to blame him. One more? Journey. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Teresa. Even though it might not feel like there's a lot of movement, there is, and that movement is happening together. Yeah. Good. Well, maybe you want to take this word with you today. Maybe not. But as we move into a new year, turn a calendar, maybe this word means enough that you want to hold on to it for the next couple of days and keep reflecting on it. So we certainly invite you to do that if you'd like. Any final thoughts as before we kind of pack up and start cleaning up and all of that stuff? Well, then let me leave you with this blessing. May you know that as you leave this place, you go together. Maybe with people you came with, but certainly with all of us in spirit, we are together a community. Yep. We're trying to be a community of hope and of love and of faith. And so as we, again, move into a new year, may those things be fresh on our mind and our heart, and may we be thinking about ways that we can help each other to live out that kind of life. Amen. Well, lots of food I think is still out there, so you certainly don't have to stop eating. Yeah, eat more, because no one has had enough this last week, I'm sure. So there's a few things you can do if you have time and energy. Here's kind of the order of things. Remember, all the food, including your food leftovers, anything can go in those compostable bins. So we'll clear the tables. Oh, yep.
We prefer not to have juice and coffee and things like that in the compost bin. Yeah, if you could put those down the drain first, that would be helpful.
So if you have leftover juice or coffee, we'd ask that you'd pour that down the drain. There's a little kitchenette right in here that you can do that real quick before you put that in the compost bin. I didn't know that. Thank you. Joan and Dale can keep refining this for us. Thank you so much. We'll wipe down the tables. These tables all have to go into the basement. If you're looking to get your exercise in today, this is the job for you. And we can stack 5 of them down by the elevator in the basement, and 2 of them get set up in this big room down here. If someone wants to vacuum the floor, just this area, that's great. I'll pull the vacuum out, and then the chairs are going to get set back up into rows. That's the last thing that we'll do. All right. Good to see you all this morning. If we don't see you again, Happy New Year, blessings. Thanks for coming.